Alright, what is up everybody? This is Stevie Breach coming to you from the live Extreme Rules 2014 post show. Man oh man, did we have a lot of fun. I'm going to bring you a lot of excitement to this video because I am really pumped up. I came home, I got here from work, I pressed the little buttons on my Apple TV, boom boom boom, within 30 seconds the WWE Network was on my TV. I didn't have to come home, I was about to pick my phone up, but I'm using my phone to make this video right now. So, I don't know where my iPad is. I was acting like that was a big-ass phone. So I acted like I had to call up my local cable provider. I didn't have to do any of that. My wallet still has $45 left in it. I'm not going to have a huge-ass bill coming like I did for the Rumble or I did for WrestleMania last year. It is awesome. $10. I think that, honestly, this was one of the real first tough tests for WWE. I know that everybody watched WrestleMania, but a good number of people who were WWE Network subscribers would have been at WrestleMania. The hardcore of hardcore, the guaranteed buy people were already at the show, so they weren't going to be watching the show as well. Extreme Rules went off without a hitch on my Apple TV. The only time that I had any kind of glitch that went down at all was during the Kane and Daniel Bryan match where they were fighting in the back after the TV spot, and they were brawling around where the lights were. The screen went green for a second, but I think that was a work spot to go along with. But this was awesome. This was the game changer. No longer do we have to pay $45 for the show. The WWE Network at $9.95 or $10, however you want to say it, is a steal. This was an awesome thing. I mean, I think a lot of people would have pulled up to the table to get this, just to get the show right here. For Extreme Rules, they would have thrown down the $10 and signed up for their first time as a membership. I don't know why they wouldn't have had, to get that Daniel Bryan special, to get the Ultimate Warrior week, to get those post WrestleMania press conferences. I'm not 100% sure. After the show ended, I waited a second to make my review. I wanted to watch the Daniel Bryan press conference in the back. Honestly, I don't think these came with the same sort of feel as the WrestleMania ones. Daniel Bryan almost was joking around, not selling, the match after getting his ass kicked. I think they did film these after the match. I think this was live, but it just, I don't know. He sort of went in there with a little bit too much of a smile. Maybe he just didn't. Maybe he's just not a good actor. I'm not 100% sure. I got home from work. My shift ended at 5, so basically when I clocked out at 5:02, I was already behind. I have not been able to see the El Torito versus Hornswoggle match. I did read some good things about it on Twitter. A lot of people were more surprised about how good this match really honestly was. We'll have to see how I can watch this, if it's going to be uploaded on the network, if I have to find it on YouTube. One way or another, this will go down, and I am really excited to see it. I got home during the Cesaro versus Jack Swagger versus Rob Van Dam match. I had a little bit of a mess up. It seemed like Jack Swagger sort of didn't kick out in time, and then also everybody forgot that it was an elimination style match, which was added late last night. Cesaro ended up getting the match won against Rob Van Dam. They used some ECW sort of trash can spots and things like that, sort of making this almost like a hardcore match, I guess you can say. Cesaro was not a real big surprise to win this match. They go from there. Alexander Rusev in a squash match beat up R-Truth, killed Xavier Woods. If Xavier Woods goes back to developmental after this and we never see him again, I'm not going to be 100% scared. I thought it was a cool spot. I'd never really seen anybody. Alexander Rusev lifted up the apron and he slammed Xavier Woods into sort of like the steel structure that actually holds the ring up. Pretty cool to see something like that. From there, we went to the Intercontinental title match. Bad News Barrett beats Biggie Langston. Bad News Barrett, who won the tournament that was held on Raw in order to move ahead. Of course, beating Rob Van Dam in the finals. Beating Sheamus and Dolph Ziggler along the way. I found this a little bit of a surprise. I'm hoping that Bad News Barrett and Biggie Langston, this will be the kickoff of a sort of a feud for these guys and see where they go. A lot of people are going to be really excited that he won the Intercontinental title, but at the same time, a lot of times you see these guys, they get stuck with a title like this, like Ambrose. The worst was when the United States champion was Cesaro. Good God, that guy was on a roll. He beat a lot of guys, and all of a sudden he couldn't win a match to save his life, but he couldn't lose the title. I remember being so excited when, I think, didn't Kofi beat Cesaro? And then Kofi lost it to Ambrose. These guys have held the championship so long, it's sort of hard to remember who they won them from. I really can't even remember who Big E beat for the Intercontinental Championship. But then again, like the IC belt and the US title, they don't mean what they meant when I was a kid. They don't really mean anything. It's almost as if like the hardcore title or the European title, if they were still around, what would those things be? I would bet that, you know, Jinder Mahal would be running around with that thing in three-man band. From there, we went to the match of the night, The Shield going up against Evolution. Awesome match. There were bodies thrown everywhere. It was almost to the point of sometimes you were yelling at the cameraman because they weren't showing you the carnage that you wanted to see. There was guys to the left, there was guys to the right, there was guys outside of the ring. It was a cluster. I think everyone's going to remember Seth Rollins. I've officially jumped. I know that everybody in the world right now is a Roman Reigns fan, and that's why I became a fan of his to begin with. You know, Seth Rollins is almost the guy that's being left behind. I think that he's the guy that might have the brighter future. Somebody said that he might become the Jeff Hardy of the WWE, just as long as he doesn't start, you know, dyeing his hair rainbow colors and get, you know, special delivery package to his house from fans around the world. Wink, wink, if you know what I mean. You know, a la, 2010, I believe, is when that all went down. We'll be all right. Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose, Roman Reigns, they're all going to have bright futures. For some reason, a lot of people think Roman Reigns is going to be right now. There's a little part of me that thought we might see some dissension in the Shield, but them getting the wins to get put them in a good spot, and we'll have to see where they go from here at Payback. Especially where we see going with Evolution, because with Daniel Bryan getting the win in his match, you know, we have to see, you know, is this the end of Daniel Bryan versus Kane? And they did the press conference. Daniel Bryan said Daniel Bryan said he might not be done with Kane. You know, maybe he wants more, to put more pain on Kane. It's not if Kane is done with him, if he is done with Kane. So we'll maybe have to see if, Triple H, Randy Orton, Batista have to put their feud on hold. We all know they want to be champion, but maybe they want to beat the Shield more than they want to do anything else. Bray Wyatt finally got the win over John Cena in a very weak manner. I guess you got to see Little Johnny came down to the ring, and he was brainwashed by Bray Wyatt. He stunned John Cena to the point that he ate his sister Abigail, and Bray Wyatt was able to walk out of the cage. We all wanted blood. I know we're not going to get real blood from John Cena, and that's, just sort of like an analogy what we're talking about here, but we wanted to see somebody kill John Cena. We wanted to see somebody beat John Cena within an inch of his life, and, get the win, and then we'll have to see how Cena recovers. We've never really seen this. He played Super Cena all night long, and, basically he lost the match. We've seen him lose a match, and he lost, and all the matches I can think of off the top of my head where Cena's lost, he's lost the same way, where, he was in a good spot, and he just, he tripped up, and he lost, and, it's like, we'll see what happens from here. It's kind of weird seeing Bray Wyatt do an interview like this. This is kind of crazy. I don't remember him doing one in the WrestleMania Fallouts, but being a cult leader like this and him just sitting down talking to the press is just beyond weird. I know that they want to make specials out of these. I know they want people watching the network right now, but... Oh, he tipped over the table. That's probably the best spot we've seen. Good job, Harper. That was awesome. Paige beat Tamina in a match that nobody really cared about, and Daniel Bryan beat Kane in a match that I think a lot of people were really surprised about. Everybody's always going to remember that flaming table. I don't think this is a match that we're going to look back and see. It might be the starting of Bryan as a brawling guy. He got his spot with Kane where he locked in the yes lock with using the kendo stick that we've seen him use with Orton a few times. They brawled to the back, the tire iron to the head that knocked out Kane is always going to be something that stands out in everybody's mind. I thought they were going to play off a thing where, Daniel Bryan looked at his hands like he couldn't believe that he hit Kane with the tire iron. Maybe he flip out a little bit, going crazy, remembering that Kane was his friend at one point. Maybe they were, maybe Kane's a demon from hell. But, they were the tag team champions. They got along for so long. And they went through so much stuff with Dr. Shelby. Also kind of a surprise we didn't get to see Dr. Shelby and all this. None of this would have made it better. It's just, things that I thought was going to happen somewhere along the way. But this was an awesome show. I don't really know if live streams took a hit. I did search for it at one point, and there were people looking for live streams. If there are people that are cheap enough, that are WWE fans who don't want to buy the network, I don't know what else they have to give you in order to make you want this. I can't make you order this. I understand this, but just I don't know, maybe I have to just make a separate, sort of video where I'm asking for comments from people who aren't subscribers, asking me what you want. Maybe if you are a subscriber and you're thinking about quitting, what is something that you would want to make you get there? I mean, there's a lot of things. I want to see more Saturday Night's main events. I own them all on DVD in good quality, but I just am too lazy to go over there and get them out of the case, put them in the DVD player, and flip through them one by one. They're awesome shows. I want to see some Nitro. I think they'll be added on there sooner than later. Right now they're burning through Raws. Right now they're burning through SmackDowns. On the live stream, to me, honestly, I don't watch it that much, but when I do try to check out what's on the live stream, there's a lot of reruns on there. I like to pick my own stuff out of the on-demand. That's a big thing that's a plus for me, but the WWE Network, man, this was awesome. Live stream was a plus. I saw that some people said the PS3, the streams dropped, the Roku players normally dropped, and, some people had some problems streaming it on a live computer. Apple TV is a plus. Costs $100. You can get them at the Apple Store. You can get them on Best Buy. You can buy them at Amazon. I have not had problem number one since day one, people. Apple TV is the thing you need to do. It's a little box. You get a cool thing. I took it on vacation. We watched WCW on the WrestleMania trips. Shout out to my buddy, Instant Classic 8. He made an awesome video talking about the whole WrestleMania trip. I know we're 11 minutes in, but go watch that if you have an hour. It's a good long time, but it's an awesome video. He tells you every nick and cranny. He gives you every story along the way. My video is still coming. I haven't planned out when I was going to sit down for an hour. On my day off, I did all the match previews, and I did my prediction video. I didn't want to give another hour. I gave up all my free time that day, but it's coming. I promise. The Click 30 shoot interview. I'm going to spill all the beans on everything. I'm going to tell you all the pizza we ate, all the strippers. I'm going to tell you about everything, all the booze, everything that happened behind the stage. I'm even going to tell the story about when somebody hit somebody. That's it right there. That's the big hook. Peace out, everybody. And we got a new Intercontinental Champion. Extreme Rules is freaking awesome on the WWE Network. I said this was going to be life-changing, and honestly, to me, this is. I'm sitting here, I'm eating some salsa chicken right here. This is awesome. I got my iced coffee as I'm watching this show, and this is freaking awesome. No more, driving around, looking for live streams on the internet so you don't have to throw your $45, $50 down the toilet. But with your continuous coverage of Extreme Rules and the first match that means anything due to me being a little bit late tonight, Wade Barrett was able to pick up the Intercontinental Championship, bringing it back to where he's been. It was the Intercontinental Champion during his run with the Core. That was with the old title. Of course, he had the title and lost it to Miz at WrestleMania 29, only to win it back the next month at Extreme Rules. I'm pretty sure, or somewhere along the way on Raw or SmackDown or something like that in a match that really didn't matter. But I really didn't pick Wade Barrett to win this match, but I really should have. And when it comes down to it, you think about just general knowledge. They have a tournament on Monday Night Raw to build up a big opponent for Big E to have a match that really means something. You don't really just see the guy who wins a tournament just lose a match and go away. Honestly, if I had money, I should have put it on Barrett because it makes a whole lot of sense now that he should have won. But Big E, I love the guy. You're going to be a future World Heavyweight Champion. He's one of John Cena's buddies. I don't even know if that's in real life or if it's just on the show, but he's always the guy who seems to tag with Cena or comes out to make the save or something like that. But he's a big dude. I mean, he's awesome. He's funny. I think that people are really going to get behind him. Of course, everybody knows him from his NXT title run. I want to get on the Rose bus. Damn, he better debut tomorrow. This is going to be fucking awesome. But Big E, as an Intercontinental Champion, never really, got off the ground. He won the belt. It was a big moment. People cheered for him. And he just never really had any matches that really meant anything. Of course, WrestleMania, he didn't defend the title. He was thrown into the 30-man Andre the Giant Battle Royal. Sort of a waste of the championship. But then again, he's probably looking better than Evolution. Or not Evolution, The Shield. With Dean Ambrose out there. Wade Barrett, though, captured the title. The big bull hammer knocking him out. Honestly, Barrett controlled most of the match when it comes down to it. Big E hit a few big spots, showing off his big, huge power, tossing people around. Are they really doing Shield versus Evolution? Oh, no, they're just bringing... Well, they're showing the highlight package, so I guess it is. I honestly really thought that this was going to be the main event of the show, but I guess Daniel Bryan versus Kane is going to be the main event, which is sort of newsworthy. But then again, why are you watching this video right now? Why are you not watching the network? For only $10 a month, you could be watching this show and not listening to me give you the highlights of what's going on during it. So, I don't know. I just killed myself in my own gimmick. But everybody enjoy the show. Get back to me. Peace out! Oh man, Extreme Rules 2014. I was really surprised that this wasn't the main event. This match was fucking awesome, and it was a perfect match to perfect right into place to make sure that you were just like, fuck, the network is awesome. This is badass. This show, only $10. That match right there was worth $10 alone. Evolution going up against The Shield. That was jaw-dropping action. That was, honestly, those two beating the piss out of each other. Those two teams, I apologize. There was bodies everywhere. They were scattered from place to place. Batista with a weird look tonight, coming out with the basic red trunks, wearing, I believe, a red pair of Jordans to go along with it. It reminds me a lot of when Shawn Michaels came back, and I believe it was the Elimination Chamber match when he just wore basic trunks. It's almost like maybe Batista forgot to pack them. Maybe they got lost and he just had to wear some basic guys' trunks to get into the ring. They're lowering the cage right now for the John Cena versus Bray Wyatt match coming back. This match was, they beat each other everywhere from pillar to post, all over the ring. They fought out of the ring, they fought down, out into the back. I guess this is a six-man. They left Roman Reigns and Batista inside of the ring for a good long while. There was a 2-on-1 advantage, where basically, Seth Rollins was getting his ass kicked over where the timekeeper is, over where Justin Roberts sits. Dean Ambrose came running in to make the save, running across both announce tables, diving in, jumping and taking him out. They rolled over and through the crowd. They battled down through the crowd, down a set of stairs, over to where all the fans were just basically watching, where they were standing and they're sitting down. It reminds me a lot of a Raw match I went to, Stone Cold Steve Austin and Jim Ross against China and Triple H, and just basically China and Jim Ross stayed in the ring and China sat on top of them. I don't know why they didn't count the 3 count for the pin, but Triple H and Stone Cold Steve Austin battled everywhere, and from our seats we were trying to follow the action, trying to watch it on the screen, trying to get our money's worth watching it. But it was 2-on-1. They played full advantage. You know, they were beating them up out there on the concourse, and out of nowhere Seth Rollins came flying down, doing the Jeff Hardy spot, jumping from the balcony down onto the guys, taking him out. Of course, you would think, oh man, the Shield, they have the upper advantage here. They just get the big move, doing taking everybody out from the top. But they went right back into the ring where Batista had come up. Batista was going to hit the big Batista bomb. Roman Reigns, he was able to rally out of it, and the Shield got the big win. The 1-2-3, that's all that matters when it comes down to it. This match was awesome. By far, this is going to be hard to top for match of the night. I don't know why they put the match that nobody cares about, Daniel Bryan going up against Kane, but maybe they heard so many people bitching during the week, basically saying that Daniel Bryan and Kane not being the main event was burying Daniel Bryan and their new champion. It's kind of weird. They would listen to the fans, but then again, the only reason why Daniel Bryan is champion is because they listen to the fans to begin with. So, John Cena versus Bray Wyatt in the cage. Cena better not win or we're going to riot. We'll tear this place down. We'll all turn off the network all at once. I ain't turning it off. I paid for this. Forget you guys. That match was fucking retarded. This is Stevie Breach coming to you with the continuous coverage of the Extreme Rules pay-per-view. We just got done watching John Cena versus Bray Wyatt and the whole Wyatt group in a steel cage. This match was bad. The only thing that I will give it to you is that I did sort of like that they had to basically set up the whole deal of, John Cena had the cage to keep the Wyatts out, but the Wyatts were still able to beat down on Gina. Damn it, Gina! Martin's up in here. But basically, the Wyatts were still able to beat down on Cena from outside of the ring while he was inside of the cage that was supposed to protect him from going outside. Also, they kept him from leaving the cage, but Cena being Cena was, oh, look, up in the air, it's a bird. It's a plane. No, it's Super Cena himself making his return in 2014. We are still talking about Super Cena himself. It came to life around 2005. Almost 10 years from here. This was a match that honestly nobody cared about. Shout out to my buddy Break the Wall 10, none other than Bobby from New Jersey, as well as the Lorenzo brothers live at this show. I am sure that they left this match to go get some nachos from the nacho stand. Basically, Bray and Cena, Bray would get Cena and press him up against the cage, and the Wyatts, Harper and Rowan, would beat him down from outside of the cage using their bodies and the cage to their advantage, breaking him down. But Cena was able to find a way, even once Luke Harper got inside of the cage, to use the 2-on-1 to his advantage, knocking Harper out, still battling. He tried to climb up over the top and get out of the cage. Cena was able to drop his foot down, kick the door into Bray, knocking him out. Trying to come down, Harper comes up, he's got a chair, and he's banging it, like, don't come down here, Cena, I'm gonna hit you with this chair. Cena's been hit with a chair more than 1,000 times this year, basically after being beat down by these Wyatt guys. Plus, if you break it down, if, he would have connected, and he would have hit Cena with the chair, all that would have happened was Cena would have fallen down from the top of the cage, and he would have won! He would have won the match. It doesn't make any sense to me. But, I don't know. Basically, he got them all in the cage. It was the 3-on-1 advantage inside the steel cage, and Cena was still trying to beat him down. It got to the point when all the Wyatts, Rowan was out on the top of the cage. He was hanging out on top taking a nap. And then you had Harper and you had Bray laying in the middle of the ring. They were taking a little snooze as well. Cena took forever to get over to the door, sort of looking back, seeing all the carnage he had caused. He was sort of like, why am I doing the Rob Van Dam? Sort of like, just look at me, look at everything I did. It was almost like he didn't want to get out of the cage. And once he finally hit the door, basically, the Wyatt theme went off, and then it was dark for like a year and a half. Once the lights finally came on, it was just the spotlight down. Face to face with Cena was a little kid. One of the kids that probably adores him, that probably cheered him on the way to the ring, that did the John Cena call. Avenue! And basically, I don't know, he had the freaking, Ole Anderson, or was it Arn Anderson? One of the Andersons did the voice of the Shockmaster. Basically singing the whole world in his hands, basically really slow, really deep, really, just trying to creep everybody out, but nobody cared in the first place. Cena himself, when he looked at the kid, wanted to laugh, almost broke character, and basically, Cena was freaked out. Bray Wyatt hit the Sister Abigail, and he was able to leave out of the cage, and he took the kid with him when they went to the back. And I guess the whole thing is that he's turning him, and now all of the all the little Cena followers are going to be brainwashed and follow behind him. But oh man, they're showing highlights of the WLC. I gotta find a way to watch this. Hopefully this will be uploaded onto the network, and I'll be able to check it out right there. Maybe I'll be able to check it out on YouTube. I don't know how they do the pre-show now that they're not on pay-per-view. I wonder how they do it. But I'll find it one way or another. What's he going for? He's on top of the ladder. He's like 2 feet high. I don't know. I'll wrap this up, and we'll go from here. But basically, John Cena loses. Bray Wyatt gets the win in not the way that we were looking for. We all wanted Bray Wyatt to kill John Cena. As in, not like kill the guy where we don't see him for 6 months. We just wanted to beat him, and then we wanted to just, have somebody beat John Cena. That's basically all we were looking for. But peace out. We'll see what happens on Raw. My bet is these guys go at it again on Payback. That was fun. I don't know, my exact thoughts right now as this match ends is that I'm pissed off at Michael Cole. Honestly, JR would have made that spot a whole lot better. You know, when it comes down to it, at the end, you know, Kane sets the table on fire using gasoline. Smells of you know, Rated R superstar Edge and Mick Foley, maybe even the Dudleys at ECW One Night Stand, going back to the ECW days, lighting the table on fire. And basically, one thing leads to another. Kane goes through the table, and you know, Michael Cole's line is, "The demon is burning in hell," and it doesn't even sound that cool. It sounds forced. It just I don't know. To me, it just one of those things that just taps off that, you know, why I don't really like you know, WWE's announcing all that much. Cole has his nights that I really do like him, but tonight, this was a fun show. This was a fun match. It's definitely not going to be on the best of Daniel Bryan match. You know, a year from now, 2 years from now, people aren't going to be pulling out their Extreme Rules DVDs, Blu-rays, or watching this back on the network. It's just not a match that's going to stand out. Daniel Bryan has better wrestling matches. This is one of the first times we've really seen him as a brawler, as basically this match started out in the ring. And Kane, you know, basically beat Bryan all around the ring. He took him through the back. They fought through the gorilla position. Kane threw a television into a big, you know, trash can full of water. Why the water was there, I have no clue. There was no ice in it. There was no sodas, no bottled waters. But it ate a color TV, and basically it was annoying as hell for about the 2 minutes after that. We heard the burning, popping noise of electricity with a plugged-in television into water. I don't know if they thought that one through. I thought at any time the stream was going to die out. I'm sure they thought everything through to the best they can do, and I bet they had a backup camera. But you know, part of me was thinking, what if the camera would have shut off or anything like that? That the stream went to a quick green spot, and that was about it. But we go from there, and they fight all throughout the back, to back where, you know, the wrestlers and the other people, you know, park their cars inside of the arena with the valet parking people. We got to see what looked like Road Warrior Animal to me. Some people said they saw Vinny from Total Divas, Cameron's boyfriend back there. You know, just basically just hanging out, watching the brawl go down, and Daniel Bryan, he got Kane. He went into the trunk of his car. He stole a bag out of the trunk. He also looked underneath where the spare tire would be, and he grabbed a tire iron and he clanked Kane right upside the head. Basically, to me, I thought Extreme Rules was basically falls count anywhere, no rules, do whatever the hell you want to, and I thought that he was going to be able to pin him in the back. But Bryan had to beat Kane onto a forklift with a pallet on it. He drove him down to the ring a la Stone Cold Steve Austin. It's Stone Cold! Stone Cold! Oh, man. Drove him all the way down to the ring, picked him up, and dumped him. Was I the only one? I was praying he was going to miss. Basically, I was hoping he was going to tilt the forklift down, and basically Kane was going to fall off the pallet and not hit the ring, maybe hit the ropes and bounce out. That's just me. I wasn't looking for Kane to get hurt. I was just looking for a funny spot. Driving a forklift is fucking hard. And I don't know, Stone Cold Steve Austin said he learned to pick up and drive anything within 15 minutes. Of course, he was an experienced forklift guy working on the docks before he was a wrestler. That was his trade. I don't know how much time Daniel Bryan drove forklifts around. You know, that's just me. Maybe they just taught him real fast. I'm not sure where they go from here. Is it going to be Bryan versus Kane against a Payback? There's rumors of Batista coming, and he's actually going to do the spot. So are they going to do the rematch with the Shield? Are they going to, stack the deck with the Authority up against Bryan and do a 2-on-1 again, just like they did at WrestleMania? Maybe do a rematch of that. But this was an awesome match. We got to see Bryan dive off of the forklift pallet, jumping down onto Kane. Kane, gave a good match to Bryan. Surprisingly, a lot more fun than I thought it was going to be. To me, honestly, taking a tire iron upside of the head and then having it come back to me is a little bit stupid. But, this is wrestling. This is WWE. We got to disband belief a bit. This was a fun show. I guess I'll save this and I'll do the full review after this. But Daniel Bryan is our champion. He does retain. I don't think many people were surprised by that. I think a lot of people are surprised that the match was a lot better than we thought it was going to be. But D-Bry, Yes! 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 Nobody's home, so I can yell as loud as I want to. We'll do it one more time. Yes! 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 There it is right there. WWE Extreme Rules comes to a close with Daniel Bryan as our champion. Right now we have the Extreme Rules Fallout. We got Booker T. We got Sheamus. Man, I was thinking that AJ Styles was there for some reason in these glasses. But Josh Matthews, what is up? I'm looking forward to our next hug, and we'll close it out and we'll make the review. Peace out, everybody.